Greetings to whoever you are, but you found my video in depth of YouTube. I will express my opinion about Artifact, new game from Valve, based on Dota 2 universe, if you even care about my opinion. Okay, I think it's time to start. First of all, I want to look at this game under a new guy perspective, who bought this game just because he wanted to and doesn't know anything about Dota 2 or even Dota All-Stars at all. Cause I know people too who played original Warcraft mode and who haven't played standalone game, and from this point I thought, hey, this is unfair. I have played Dota for so long and I know every hero, all their abilities, and I have overall suggestion how they will work in Artifact. So when I look a match, I will already know more than someone who came here at first and will only get this experience about how things work. But then again, I realized that I will only suggest their abilities, but I won't know what their benefits are. For example, I suggest that Windranger's ability will be Power Shot, her most iconic by the way. And let's assume I'm right, but how do I know for what purposes I need to use it in Artifact, or how valuable it is? I hope you get my point. Also, I want to ask a question. How Dota hero abilities will affect Artifact patches and vice versa? For instance, hero named Tiny had a passive ability that was replaced by Tree Grab, and I mentioned Tiny having this ability in Artifact, but then in Dota it is replaced by new ability again. What will they do with this hero in Artifact? Probably change to other ability of this hero? Interesting thing to digest. Write me in the comment section what do you think about that. Now I want to compare things in other card games. Talking about similarity with others and copying them, well, I will compare to Hearthstone, since I played that game the most, and I suppose this topic will start Holy Wars. I can already hear Hearthstone fans shouting something like "Reproof!" or
中国架青冲
and yet they will be particularly right about that. This is not 100% true, however, but you know, I always respected Valve for their innovations, real innovations. Let's start with first Half-Life, interactive storytelling game. Their second game brought tech revolution in graphics and physics, Source Engine, Team Fortress, Counter-Strike and Dota were just mods that Valve made into big games. I feel like Artifact is not an exception. Designer for this game is Richard Garfield. This dude created Magic the Gathering by the way, but I'll be honest, I know nothing about it, so fans of MTG, make conclusions yourself. What is so really excited me? The standard table-like arena is now expanded to 3, like 3 lanes in Dota. I haven't saw any hero abilities like in Hearthstone, and when I'm talking about these ones. There will be shopping phase, that includes item purchasing again like in Dota, but it happens at the end of the round. Here you can see money instead of mana. There will be mana and gold at the same time, again bringing new freshborn ideas and making Artifact more unique to its rivals. Gotta admit, Valve did good job, so much new appeared, and I'm sure those things will bring new feelings for those who already played card games. But I think they messed up a bit. They announced this game almost competently. Of course, every video game's first purpose is to be a successful market product. It just has to generate revenue to keep devs working on and on. On the other hand, games need to be led by passion and desire. The best example of my words is Assassin's Creed series. Look at the start of this franchise. Remember all those signature hoods and hidden blades? Now look at the Odyssey. It definitely isn't Assassin's Creed. You see how many games in series Ubisoft has, starting from like 4th-part passion vanished, I would say. Thus, successful brand Assassin's Creed is now nothing but a moneymaker. Looking at the Valve again, they didn't release anything in 4 years, because they simply don't want to be greedy company that is famous for making conveyor system. For that, I respect them. I want to mention they did something wrong, and what I'm talking about is time. They could have done better if they were to release it at least 1 year earlier, because card games still were hella popular. But this is minor thing for them, they don't care about for sure. Well, with those things about mechanics I talked about, they are making me happy, but what's more important, they started to be more social with their communities. Here are examples. Again, CSGO received long-awaited Panorama update, Team Fortress fans got their Jungle Inferno, Dota patches are now coming in 2 weeks rather than in 1 year. In Artifact, on official website, I saw a couple of videos where Richard Garfield, creator of Magic the Gathering and lead designer for Artifact, talking about upkeep kills and hero losing.
My favorite way of eliminating an opponent's hero is what I call the upkeep kill, a kill that takes place even before the round's action starts.
You never stood a chance.
Eliminating heroes is not always equal. In general, eliminating them earlier in the round is better. If a hero dies in combat, it's not actually all that bad. They sit out for 1 turn and then they come back. One of the things that makes beginners often feel bad is losing a hero, and it can happen very quickly. Right after the flop, bam, they're dead before they even had a chance to cast anything. But as you play, you learn that losing a hero is not as bad as it first seems. Players don't realize the power that being able to redeploy those heroes gives them.
It's a good sign and revolution for Valve, because this is one of the few, if not the first time, devs talking to upcoming players and community, and even giving them advices before actual game release. I feel Pepe Kaplan's vibes. But it's better to be social communication with players rather than notorious Overwatch balance. Artifact could be under this curse too, but it's easier to do something if it's based off something, right? And the last thing I want to talk about is how game will behave. Let's sum up what we know about Artifact. First of all, it will be released at 28th of November and will cost you €17 or 20 US bucks. At the start of the game, you'll get 10 cards back and 5 event tickets and 2 starter decks, which is good actually, because it gives you something at the start, and it will give something to a new players, so they and you won't begin game empty-handed. There will be 3 game modes. First one is simply a server/lobby list or private lobby, which is configured by host. Second one is just, you know, those things, play with bots, play with other players and rating matchmaking. Third one offers you greater risk versus reward, but for now we don't know what those risks and rewards are. Also, there will be something called gauntlets, and as they describe themselves, gauntlets challenge player to commit online win streak, and they guarantee you prizes. But I'm still a bit confused even after reading official FAQ. Well, we'll see how things will work out, but for now it sounds a bit complex, at least for me, but nonetheless very exciting. That was all I could come up with. Thanks for watching and for your patience of listening to my basic grasp of English language. Share your thoughts in comments with me, because I want to know, what do you think of Artifact? And boy oh boy, I forgot to mention, I freaking hate table cards collection, pay to company genre. But because this is from Valve, I'll definitely make an exception and try it myself. And of course, we'll see how game will be handled under mighty crowbar of Gabe Newell. Bye! But how will I get any benefits?